Happy, what is today? Sunday, March 27th. Welcome to the Tony Denaro channel. I'm going to chat with you guys here real quick we wait for some folks to join. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I certainly did. We had rodeo on Saturday. What else we have? Concert after the rodeo. Let me mute the sound on this video so I don't get double speak here for you. All right. Sam, how you doing? All right. Just starting to see the chats pop up in here. Cam, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go live. I'll bring you in. All right. Let me. Howdy.
Hey, buddy. How you doing, Tony? How you doing today, bud?
I am doing awesome.
Hope beautiful
weekend. I see you were live streaming this weekend a little bit too, weren't you?
Just a little bit, Tony. Just kind of like a marathon here. But you know how it is once you get the bug, and we're getting all that good information out there, getting a lot of people on board, trying to get rid of all that toxic stuff floating around out there. So
there was a bunch. I'm looking at Arto's comment here. Hey, Tony, did Kathy Wood just buy a bunch of Neo? I haven't seen anything about that, but I haven't been reading Kathy Wood's news today. Do you know anything about that, Cam?
No, I haven't. I did come up on, I did see something on Twitter, a little bit about it, but I didn't dive into it, Tony. I've been trying to get ready for this stream. I had to cancel a bunch of stuff, which is all good. But yeah, I didn't get a chance to dive into that yet.
Well, I'm glad you made time to come hang out with me tonight. And there's a couple other folks that are going to be joining us. But while you are here, you have the platform. For those who don't know you, I'm sure most of them do, but tell us about you real quick. Tell us about your channel and where and how can they find you?
Okay. Thanks, Tony. Okay, I'm CS Trades 101, Wolfpack. Wolfpack is just our logo. The channel is CS Trades 101. So yeah, I started my YouTube channel a couple months after Trade Trades and Back Coors, just because I was starting to see a bunch of incorrect information starting across the platforms and stuff. People weren't answering questions. There was a lot of just all this chatting that you would have to, I wouldn't say pay for chats, but people weren't getting across the information. They would go on the air. There would be a lot of speculating. There was no clearing this stuff up. So that's why I launched my channel, and I'm an AMC holder. I don't own any GME. So I'm strictly in it. I don't have anything against GME at all. A lot of my channel members hold GME. It's just it was cheaper at the time, and yeah, I have my other reasons why I got into it, and yeah, you can just find me on YouTube. We are also on Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, and I do have a Reddit group. I do not support a lot of them, but Wall Street Breakers, I'm #1 affiliate. We help build that, and we try to keep the information real in there too. So
very good.
Thanks, Tony.
And I endorse Cam and CS Trades 101 as another valued member of our group that is bringing you guys fact-based, due diligence, researched information, no clickbait. The group of folks that we tend to associate with are putting in a lot of hours to bring you guys real stuff and things that we have spent time looking into, not just turning on a camera and spouting off nonsense. So the other thing that I just want to not clear up, but make clear as we get into tonight's session and all of these open mics, this is a group of like-minded investors, people with varying backgrounds and varying degrees of experience. The goal of tonight is to really answer your guys' question. We'll talk a little bit about our thoughts about last week and what's coming up next week, but we want to answer your questions. All of our answers might be different. We have different takes on things, different opinions. We might even disagree from time to time. We might disagree with each other or with you. That is all good. That is the benefit of doing an open mic and a panel And as I always like to make clear, nobody's feelings get hurt on these panels. We're all adults. Please take everything with a grain of salt. And if it doesn't agree with what your own personal beliefs are, that's good. Just take it as one more bit of information. And we all are here to learn from each other. Not any one of us knows everything. So it's a group effort, and we all learn together. Cam, do you have anything to add to that?
No, that was well said, man. I like that. I like the way that you put that. I'm 100%, and that's how I agree. I've always been like that, very transparent, and we are adults, 100%, and we don't agree on everything. I can guarantee that. And if we did, there would be an issue with that, because that's just how the human nature is, and we hopefully. I know that we work off of each other, not try to update each other. It's just that off our DD, we work together and technical analysis, and the finished product is beautiful.
I've seen from time to time over the months of doing this that sometimes people go away, not the content creators, but the audience goes away thinking we don't like each other because we didn't agree with someone, or someone set someone up with a question. It's not about that at all. We're here each to share our own opinions, and we don't know what the other guy's going to say. And nobody's right, nobody's wrong. It is just it's a forum to share ideas.
Yep, that's correct.
All right. Who wants to I'm going to let you guys start asking your questions in the chat. I'm going to pin some of them for me to pull up later as we get into this and some more people come on board. But Cam, kind of, last week was pretty interesting with AMC and Gamestop both, especially with the run up at the end of the day on Friday. What are you expecting going into Monday, Tuesday? We closed above the max pain level on Friday. What are you thinking is going to happen next week?
I think we're going to have a good week. I'm not going to throw any numbers or anything out there because I don't roll like that. And I don't think Tony does either. That's just our style. And we're going to keep it that way. It's just, you guys have been down so many times that it's not fair, but I think I'm very bullish of next week. I think that we have had this substantial amount of volume coming into the market, especially with AMC. There's a lot of good things happening. I think that there's a lot of back and forth with this mine thing, but I think that since this mine has been up on the eyes of everybody, we've had this up pull with AMC. So that's just my take on that, Tony.
Yeah, I hesitate to predict a price for next week. Also, I got this magic number of 23 in my head that I was really hoping we'd hit last week. So I am hopeful that we will hit it in the early part of this week. And as I think we can all agree, as we move up in price, then it gets more and more interesting because more shorts have to be covered. There's more options, hedging, and things like that. So hard to say on what day or if for sure that will happen, but I feel pretty bullish going into next week. There was no major bad world or economic news over the weekend that I'm aware of. Did you see anything?
No, I didn't see anything at all like that. No, just pure volume coming in, just raw volume during the last week.
All right. I've got the first question from Tyler. Let me put it up on the screen here.
Okay.
With GameStop's cost to borrow price going up, do we think AMC will follow its big sister upwards? And I want to add one other second question for you, Cam, on that. I talk about this on my channel a lot, but I don't know your thoughts on it.
Okay.
So let's answer his question. And my second question for you to be thinking about as you're talking about the first one is, why is AMC's cost to borrow still so low relative to GameStop, considering they both are showing 100% utilization?
Okay. I think that I definitely think that the price they will keep on going up in tandem together. I kind of a little bit off on this question a little bit. I'm going to try to keep it very to the point. I have been looking at the algorithms. They are off a little bit as of Friday, but they were running in tandem like all week for the last 2 weeks. We did see a little bit difference on them the last Friday. I noticed they're not doing, you can't put one over top of the other. You can actually see a little bit difference on the algorithm, but we're getting these same imaging that was back around the $72. As you know, when that went up, GME did come up too on that a little bit. So I'm very strong on that.
Any thoughts? I agree with you on that first part. As
the second
with
question,
GME's cost of borrow going up, do we think AMC will follow? I think so. The question was, do we expect AMC's cost of borrow to go up?
Yes, I do. I do see that. I think that's tied into with the short percent of float. Like GME is 5% higher right now. And I think that it's going to catch up. I think they're going to short it more. So yes, Tony, I agree on that.
We have a lot of questions always coming in asking, why is AMC cost to borrow 2.5% if utilization has been 100% for over a month and a half or a month, whatever it's been, many weeks.
Yeah.
I'm happy to share my thoughts. I talk about them every day because this question comes up, but I'd like to hear what are you telling your folks? I'm sure you're getting asked that question also.
I am, Tony. I am. There's a lot of people on my channel that are into GME, and I don't have all the answers. I just want to say that at all. And like I said, with meeting with all these creators like Tony ourselves right here, I'm learning things too, a different aspect of it. So the finished product of my mind is doesn't change. It's just that I'm more strong on my decisions. I think that, well, GME is a little bit more primed, I would say. The band's a little bit tighter. I see the same institutions that are involved in each one. The top two tiers, Vanguard and BlackRock, are the same. Okay, I'm not saying they have the same amount of shares, but they're in the same thing on that, Tony. So yeah, that's kind of a. I know you asked me this, Tony, because you get asked the same thing. So
I can talk about my thoughts, and then you can
ahead.
see if you agree or disagree, or if that spurs some extra thought with you.
Thanks.
So again, I don't know for sure the answer to the question either. Why is AMC's cost to borrow low? But here's my theory: cost to borrow and utilization are tied together, right? If as the utilization goes closer to 100%, you would expect that the cost to borrow would go through the roof, right? We see them sometimes 200-300% cost to borrow. So the fact that AMC's is low suggests to me, and again, this is just my guess, no one's told me this for a fact, that the shares that have been lent out are not the full extent of the shares that are available to be lent out. So it's like supply and demand. You might be a lender, you might have 10 million to lend out, and today you're only willing to lend out 6 million. You got 4 million in the bag for when you want to do it for your own convenience as a lender. And because everybody's still holding some in the bag, the cost to borrow is low. But as they slowly start trickling those out, you notice how the shares on loan is going up every day?
Yes, I do.
As they trickle those out and they start running out of that bag, every day the utilization is still 100% because they loaned out all they wanted to that day. Tomorrow they trickle a few more out. And as they trickle more and more out and the shares on loan goes up, the cost to borrow will eventually go up as the well runs dry. So I think utilization is a false flag type number. It's not telling us that really every potential share to be loaned has been loaned. That's my thoughts.
Tony, I like that, man. I've never heard that aspect of it. And I think that I was wondering that about that utilization, exactly what you thought or that you said there, because I was wondering, but there's nobody has those answers, right? And then if you go to Ortex, which I stay away from, it just gets really bad over there with some of the information on it. Just really conflicting, obviously, because we know it's reporting issues and it's at own free will that they report. They're not told to. So yeah, I like that. You explained that pretty good. So those are questions that I've always wondered, and nobody's ever really had even a close of an answer for it, or even their take on it. So wow.
I found a tweet. Someone asked that question again today on one of my videos,
Okay.
and I found a tweet from Ortex talking about utilization. I'm going to see if I can pull it up. It doesn't exactly answer what I just said,
Okay.
but people are asking Ortex, why is utilization at 100%, and they keep on coming up
Yeah, it's
with
all over the place.
shares.
Yeah, and it's all over the place. That's the new thing that even StockTwits has that on it all the time.
Let me put this tweet up on the screen, and hang on one second. I'm going to put it on the other. I'll put it on the other monitor so I can share it.
Okay.
And let's see if this adds anything to our knowledge. All right, I got it moved over. Let me do a screen share.
Okay. Yeah, I love that software, man.
So,
okay.
This says utilization is the percentage of shares. This is from Ortex.
Okay.
That are physically available to be borrowed and have been borrowed. Availability varies as funds buy and sell inventory, as well as restrict or release it to and from the lending market. So when I read that today, this was back from March 25th. When I read that today, I feel like it kind of bolsters the theory I've been saying for the last month about the description that I just gave out. Can you read that okay?
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. I can see it. Yeah. So yeah, it does verify pretty, yeah. It's kind of broad, but yeah, I know what you're saying, Tony, for sure.
I wish they would say exactly, and I'm going to follow up with them directly to find out.
Cool. Yeah, it is pretty broad. They're not answering it, but they are sort of on the topic. I know what you're saying, 100%.
A lot of people asking the question, though. All right, let's talk about. Are you following Sundial at all? That's kind of a hot commodity at the moment.
Is it ever? Holy crow. There's a lot of people on my channel that are happy. It's one of the most talked things right now, besides AMC, of course. A lot of people are wanting to jump into it after. Some are into it now. I'm always getting these questions. Do you think it's going to squeeze? That's the number one. So I'll let you take this over, Tony, and I'll add to it if you want.
So yeah,
sorry, I diverted right on you.
Oh, no, that's fine. I'm prepared to talk about it. And again, before I get into this, because I know this is going to be a hotbed issue, and a lot of people have a long history with Sundial, I'm just going to say that I own Aurora Cannabis. I have been talking about Sundial since July of last year, June, when that last spike happened. And after that spike happened, I said I was going to wait for it to go below 50 cents to buy in. And that was a pretty bold prediction in June, July of last year, to say that I would wait for 50 cents. I had to wait till March, till this month, to get in Sundial, but I did buy in. So I do think at a certain point, Sundial is going to have another run up. I was hoping I could get in before the next good news, because I feel like it's either going to be driven by social sentiment or by government action, like what we have coming up next week with the MORE Act, I think it's called, the thing they're voting on in the House. So I feel fortunate that I was able to get in at the entry point that I wanted prior to the good news happening. But I did a video on this a couple days ago on all of the cannabis stocks, and if you go by Ortex, this is the gotcha, right? Because not everybody believes Ortex or short data, but if you go by Ortex, the short interest on Sundial is very, very low. So I don't know if it will be a short squeeze candidate, but that is irrelevant to me, because I think it can run up multiple factors of the current price without being short squeezed. What I want you guys to do, the viewers, is to know the right time to get out. If it is a retail FOMO and some short covering run up, not to have unrealistic expectations, and get your gains locked in. Don't be a bag holder again if you were from last time. That's all I want to see is people get in at the right entry and get out at the right point. So I think it will run. There's 3 catalysts, right? The House vote. They got acquisition of that. What's that liquor company in Canada? They're acquiring.
Oh, they are. I don't know the exact name, so I just want to mention it, but they are 100%. Tony, you nailed
it. Earnings on March 30th. So there's 3 good catalysts, but those also could be risks depending on how they play out. So I'm in it at a price that I don't care. I'm in it at 50 cents. My downside risk is low. I'm going to hold until all of these things play out.
Congratulations, Tony, on your purchase. You did good on that call. That's dope. Totally dope on that.
Dope. No pun intended.
Yeah, no time. I knew you'd pick up on that. Brother. So I got a short squeeze list up here right now. My short squeeze list. The short percent of this is not Ortex. Okay, just want to be very clear on that. This is short percent of float is 11.69%. It's squeeze material. Okay, so it is in the squeeze area. It could potentially. I'm not saying that it's going to. There's over 30 stocks that are potential. Okay. So I just want to be very clear on that. I'm not spinning on anything. This is the factual information on it. And you can take it for what it is. Okay. I'm not going to add any to it because I just don't want people thinking, oh, he's saying jump on it and start buying it because Tony did. He's going to buy. No, we're not saying that. We're saying Tony had a good entry spot. He waited for this. He's a professional trader. He knows this stuff. Okay. This is what traders do. They study a stock. They do pullbacks. They study this stuff. They check for earnings calls to see what the trend lines are on the earnings call. Does it collapse? Like AMC almost on every earnings call has gone down, right? That doesn't mean anything about the stock's bad, right? It's just the way it is. Where Sundial has a lot of synthetics in it, okay? Huge float. What is it? 4 times the size of AMC, roughly 3 to 4 times. So I just want to be very clear on that. I am not in on Sundial. Okay, Tony's asked me before, actually, had sent me a comment. Hey, are you in on Sundial? A while ago, wrote a comment on my wall there. Just curious, right? And I was, no, I'm not. But a lot of my subs are. So there you guys go. There's the
I've had people ask me already, it's 80 cents or 75 cents. Should I get in now? And I have honestly a hard time answering that question because for me, the comfortable place to say to get in was below 50 cents. I mean, I had a million opportunities to buy at 75 or 80. And this is really, I think, what all of us in this little group of YouTubers that we're working with want to teach you guys is don't FOMO in after it's already starting running up. Know the good entry point. And if you miss it, you miss it.
That's right.
So maybe 80 cents or 90 cents is good if a run is happening. But what if it doesn't happen? What if it turns around on Monday right after the market opens? None of us know that for sure. So I can't tell you to jump in and pre-market on Monday. I don't know. I only felt good buying it below 50 cents. If I could recommend getting in at 80, I would have been doing that months ago. Does that make sense?
No, you nailed that. That's exactly what I do. I do the same thing on some crypto, whatever I do. I do the same thing. I have a system, and that's if it don't meet those standards, I don't do it. I do my pullbacks, and I have a system. It's the same as when I look at dividend stocks. Dividends are a little bit different. I get in checked financials too, because that's a huge thing. If the numbers are high, they could be on the verge of bankruptcy. That's a little bit different. But yeah, Tony, I do the same thing as you. I will not just jump in on a stock because of FOMO. I've done it in the past, and I'm still bag holding 3 stocks that I will not get rid of because I don't want those 80% of my money. So I'll hold those for 20 years if I have to, or until they delist.
Yeah, I know my style comes across as overly cautious to many people, but guys, it's 30 years of getting burned, making stupid mistakes, buying at an emotional FOMO type moment when I knew better, but I thought, well, they're saying it's got a good chance to still keep going. And man, sometimes those work out and you get lucky, but a lot of times they don't work out. And I do not like losing money. So if I miss it, I miss it, and I never look back. There'll always be another opportunity.
That's what you traders need to have, is that style. I have that too. And I just wanted to say that I'm very strong on that the same way. There's always other plays. That's why there's a lot of talk on my channel, a little bit off talk about the swing trading AMC. There's people doing it. And I'm like, oh my God, what are you doing? Right. So I know that's off topic, but that's something that's constantly talked about. There's a person that, who I'm talking about. He's pretty much messed a lot of people up last week on his channel. At the $20 mark, lost a lot of money, a lot of bag holders sitting there. It just makes me sad makes me sick to my stomach. The amount of people get hurt across the market because of these fools. So sorry, Tony, I just had to go off on that a little bit.
No, that's fine.
It's bothering me, that person.
Someone was asking, where are all the other, where's Pantheon and Froggy? There are some other folks that have already paired up their channel with this live stream. So I'm expecting them to join on at some point. It's kind of like a drop in when you're available type thing. So there'll be some more folks I expect joining in. Sometimes people have things come up or they fall asleep. I know every single one of these guys puts in very long days and nights. So if they join in, great. And if not, everybody had the invitation. So we'll hopefully get some other folks in here for you as well. Let's see. Did you see, have you talked with your folks? I have not spent a lot of time talking about it. I think it was Pantheon talking about it.
Okay.
Adam, Aaron, and AMC executing their warrants on Highcroft mining. Let's touch base on that real quick.
Ooh, nice
in case
topic.
Anybody has not heard about that. Are you up to speed on that news, Cam?
Not 100%, but I know what you're talking about. I didn't watch his last video on that, and you put me on the spot. I've been just so busy.
I'll tell you what I know, and I just I know at a very high level. So he had about 23 million shares from their buy-in of Highcroft Mining, and when they made that purchase, they also got an equal amount of warrants that they could execute at a future date. Okay. And last week he executed all those warrants, so that he now has like 46% or 46 million shares, I think it is, whatever percentage that gives them in the 30s of Highcroft Mining. So that was pretty exciting news, and I think Pantheon probably covered it much more in depth than my high level flyover knowledge of it.
I like that. That's a pretty good way to put it. Is that maybe that's why there's a run up? Tony, there's a huge, as you know, because you're into all this stuff too, that huge run up just before Friday there. Maybe that had something to do with it.
I think the other thing, the late run up on Friday was because Highcroft announced that their share offering had been completed. So all the dilution is done. They were diluting the stock over the past week, and they announced late Friday that is complete. And that's when you saw that parabolic move up at the end of the day.
Okay. Yeah.
So a couple of exciting things. And I had, right or wrong, I guess time will tell. But when AMC announced that they had bought into Highcroft Mining and we saw that massive spike up in pre-market, I thought that was a little bit overdone. And I decided, based on looking at everything, numbers, charts, survey reports, all that good stuff, that I was going to wait and try and get him at $1 or lower. Now I don't know. I don't know if I'll get it because after that little blip that we had on Friday. Do you own any HYMC? Or
no, I was gonna wait. I was gonna wait, Tony, on that too. I was gonna wait for the next down pull. Definitely. It was just too hot, the stock. I don't FOMO chase. And that's I could definitely see that you could get hurt really bad on the levels that if it collapsed. So it's on the teeter totter right now. Like who knows over the next week what's going to go on with it. Not that I'm scared to jump into stocks. It's just there's a little bit of experience in my head on stocks, and I'm in bullish in a lot of like AMC, and I just don't like to have to liquidate other stocks or pull dry powder out in case I want to like hit some more AMC. Like I just bought another $3,000 last week of AMC. So yeah.
Mike says, please double check SEC form 13D. I did look at it last week and it confirmed that they had increased their percentage ownership. It was warrants that were executed, not shares that were purchased, Mike.
I'm glad you covered that. Good. That's awesome, Tony. Because I'm getting asked that too.
Yeah. That is a difference, right? When you're already granted the warrants, you're not having to fight. They had to file a form to disclose that their percentage of ownership changed because they own more than 10%. So the form reported a percentage of ownership change.
What's the name of that form?
I believe it increased to 46 million shares.
Tony, what's the name of that new form that after 10% owner? What is that called? I just want to educate myself a little bit on this.
The 13D, isn't it?
13,
I can pull it up. I just would like someone else to be in the chat so you don't have to talk the entire time while I'm pulling up forms.
Yeah. No, that's fine. I just wanted to look it up. I'll look into it to myself. I like to educate myself too on things, right? I know it switches after 10% owner though. I know there's there's totally different rules and like guidelines.
Dave is asking, what are your thoughts on Citadel being both a hedge fund and market maker? Seems like the most in-your-face form of conflict. I 100% agree with you, Dave.
You think, Tony?
I'd love to see that monopoly broken up, but instead, all I see is Citadel weaseling their way even to more and more segments of the entire financial industry. Now they're going after crypto next.
I hope they get vaporized. I heard they're over leveraged in a lot of aspects. I hope this AMC and GME thing takes them out. Like, I know they're big. They're like big into options and stuff. They're one of the biggest option chains out there, but hopefully they over leverage themselves. That's what I hope for.
Let's see what else we got in the chat here. Mexican Silverback says, you're making me thirsty. We do allow drinking on this channel. It's Sunday night. It is still the weekend after all. I've got a little bullet rye whiskey this evening.
Well, in that case, yeah. No, I'm just joking. I'm joking. I'm joking. That's my recovery day. I had
as long as you're over 21, you are allowed to have a drink without anybody looking over your shoulder here.
And in Canada on my channel, it's 19. I'm just joking.
All right. Doc Zeno says there's still people pushing exorbitant price expectations for AMC may create bag holders.
We already know that. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know about Cam style, but I don't talk prices, brackets, or dates on my channel for that very reason, Doc. And I don't intend to do it tonight. If you're going to listen to someone that has a $500 or $1 million price target, then I hope you follow up with them after the squeeze if it doesn't happen, because you need to go talk to them basically.
And they won't look after you when you're old either. When you have no
What's
money.
that?
When you're old and you got holding that bag still, and the squeeze is all over, they're not going to come look after you in your retirement home. Just remember that.
Mike says, please double check SEC form. Did I already read that one? SEC form 13D did not reflect purchases. I saw another comment from Mike in here somewhere. Yeah, Brian confirmed 13D is the form when a person or group acquires more than 5% of a company. Pantheon's in the chat.
Sweet. Okay, good.
13D must be filed 10 days of crossing 5%. Okay, I was thinking that it was 10%, but it's 10
over the
days.
upper edge. Yeah. Okay, no, you weren't that far off though, Tony. Because I know what you're saying. Over 10, it goes to a different form, but over 5, it goes to it. Yes, I know exactly what.
Mike
I got
says SEC form refers to 35% ownership. That's also what I said. The ownership was in the 30s, and the total number of shares went from 23 million to 46 million. You can fact check me, Mike, because it looks like that's what you want to do tonight. So go check that and let us know. I'm going by memory from last week, and I've had a couple of nights out since then. So I'm trying to be as accurate as I can based on what I recall. And if you want to bring us some additional clarity, what I recall is they doubled their position in number of shares from like 23 million to 46 million. We got Pantheon in here. He can help us out too in the chat. But it looked like basically they had executed probably all of their warrants and massively increased their ownership stake in Highcroft. So I'm mostly bullish about that. That whatever it is, I mean, we're not going to quibble over 1% or 2%, are we?
No,
really. The thing is,
means nothing.
It's a bullish signal to me.
100%.
Tindy time. Let me put this up. Today was great basketball, and then took the kids herping. I don't know what herping is. Cam?
New form of exercise. I don't know.
Just enjoying life. All right.
Hi, Tendy.
Tindy, guys, Tindy Time has an AMC channel. Check him out also. Robert's asking, when this squeezes, can I use multiple devices like my Android phone desktop at the same time to sell? I plan on having, I have multiple accounts, and in those accounts, I will have multiple windows open on my desktop. Like on Fidelity, I'm going to have multiple trade windows open. That's what I plan on doing. Kim?
Yeah, same thing. Same thing. I've been talking about this on my channel, and are also on the server there, that I recommend taking all screensavers off, all authentications off your devices. It could lock you out in the wrong time. And yeah, your brokers, and I make sure that it's the same broker stock screeners as your broker, because there's lag times. If you're watching a one stock screener on your computer and you got your device with say Amtrade and you use Fidelity, you could have a problem. You could be off a little bit. Use the same brokers, and you just hit it bang at the same time. Get your partner beside you, and you can just keep on hammering those shares off. So yes, Tony, got the same ideas.
It's Krim says, what are your thoughts on cannabis stocks? We just got through covering that, and I did a video on it a couple days ago. I'm sure we'll come back to it later in this show as other people join. So hang out, either rewind or hang out and be patient. And as we get other folks on, I'm going to ask them about their cannabis stocks. But since we literally just got done talking about it, I'm going to wait so that we don't, so that we can be respectful to the people that have been here from the beginning, and just not repeat the same information back to back. What else? Can you summarize what are the major factors you considered to reach your trip price for Sundial? It was an analysis of their financials, the social sentiment, and the charts to summarize.
Yeah, I'm the same on that.
I mean, that stock has been below 50 cents before. So forever. It wasn't hard to expect it to pull back. Yeah. It's just letting all these social sentiment get worn out by lack of action. And I could have been wrong at any moment. I always said that. If there would have been any good news, I would have never got in below 50 cents, and I would have been okay with that. Pantheon, do you have anything else that you can drop us if you're still listening, Pantheon, about the warrant situation? And while he is typing, if he's still listening in. I know one other question I wanted to ask you, Cam.
Yeah.
So the cannabis vote is going in front of, you're in Canada, right? First of all, let's get that.
Correct. Yeah, I'm in British Columbia, one province over. I'm about 10 hours drive.
I don't know how closely you follow U.S. politics, but
depends what they're talking about.
we have our thoughts on if it's going to pass the House, which I think it probably will.
I think it will
But
too.
the Senate's a whole nother matter. The vote is a lot closer in the Senate. Have you looked into that at all? The U.S. politics?
No, I haven't on that aspect, but the other aspect you were talking about, yes, about it passing, I do agree on that. But Tony, there's a big wedge between our two countries when it comes to politics like that.
So I'll just add in,
yes, please,
about the vote. Even if the House passes something next week, it will probably get some more bullish action price wise if the earnings is okay and there's no other bad news. But we still have the Senate hurdle to get over sometime in April, and that has a much higher risk of not passing. So just something to keep in the back of your mind. It'll get talked about more as we move past the House vote. But one more reason to have a reasonable exit price with Sundial is you could have the rug pulled at any moment if the Senate doesn't move forward.
So that's what what we were talking about with them being pulling off the market. Is that what you're talking about? The 180 day extension and maybe a stock split and all that? Is that what the ball of wax is?
That's one more thing, right? If it doesn't get over $1 for 10 trading days in a row, then it's either going to get delisted or they'll have to do a reverse stock split, which is also both major risks for the stock. There's just so much in the air for Sundial right now. But the most exciting thing is they had a pretty decent quarter. They made $0.01, I think, earnings per share last quarter, which is the first positive quarter they had in a while. So, and that was one of my biggest gripes about Sundial, is just losing money hand over fist. And so I'm really, really excited to see what they report on the 30th. I have no idea what the numbers are going to be, but man, if they're good, if they're more than $0.01, it could get a run to it.
It could.
But I can't make predictions. I'm along for the ride. I got my entry point, and now I'm along for the ride, and a comfortable ride.
Yeah, I agree on that, Tony. Wouldn't it be nice to just be able to predict all this stuff? Big crystal ball here, and be able to answer all these Messiah here, these questions, predictions. Oh man, I don't think we would be here sitting here doing, well, maybe, but I think I'd be on a yacht or something.
Robert says, you guys have no idea how much you both have taught me over the last 8 months. I didn't even know I could trade from an old terminated IRA. Well, speaking on behalf of myself, I'll let Kim speak for himself, but it makes me happy to see that you guys are learning, making money, and more importantly, not becoming bag holding losers of money, because there's certainly plenty of channels out there that will help you do that. And my goal, while I'm not as rah-rah cheerleading exciting as some of those channels, my goal is also not to pump it well past the point of getting out. So thank you for that, Robert. Cam, do you have any answer for Robert?
Yeah, I agree. 90% of the channels out there, I'm just going to say it. I've, between the channels and Zach's Finance and Money Fool and all that junk out there, the hedge fund stuff, yeah, it's all organized to jack you up. When I mean that, bag holding, and I really appreciate you guys and ladies coming out and saying that. I'm gonna speak for myself as a creator. That's what keeps me the drive to keep on going forward. We do have a lot of weight on our shoulders. Just from even the comments to other stuff, we're being hammered on. Okay, we're outnumbered, big time. But ever since this group and this nice little tight knit group here, it's you can breathe now. Our information's getting out there. It's not this big weighed down where you got these shills just hammering on your channel all the time, all day long. So thank you for that comment. I really appreciate that stuff. It goes a long ways.
Here is a note from Pantheon, and thank you, Pantheon, for listening in and helping us out here. He says, I see what Mike is talking about. Mike was trying to ask some questions about the shares and ownership. The 13D lists 46 million shares for voting power, but the footnote still separates them. Clarity is needed, and I expect an updated 13D to come. But so the important thing I think we can agree on, hopefully, is that the warrants were executed. Does that sound fair to everybody?
Sounds fair to me. I think you nailed that, Tony. Makes
I mean,
sense.
if not, you guys can chime in the chat now and let us know.
It went up
And
quite a bit.
to the person asking if I can move the logo, unfortunately, I cannot. In Restream, you have
logo?
one choice. It's
Oh.
either logo or no logo.
Yeah.
I could do chat or no chat, but I can't move the logo in
That's
this
funny.
software.
I get the same thing with my emblem. They're like that little bit of chat there, and I'm like, well, it's better than advertising the company that makes it, and then you can't see through it all. Right?
Yeah. The other option is if my logo is not there, Restream's logo is going to be there. So
And it's worse. It's a
there's
big
going to be
block.
something there no matter what.
Yeah.
I can't change the size and I can't change the location. All right. One more try here. Someone's saying, oh, wait. StockWiz, one more try. What about Bitcoin runs that are bullish for AMC stock? Why is that? Because I thought they are using Bitcoin as an account to short us down. So I'm going to answer first. I have no idea what Cam's answer is on this.
Okay.
And mine, again, I'm going to answer first because people keep on thinking if I answer second that I'm setting the guest up. I really just like the guest to talk, guys. And sometimes if I don't agree, if I agree, I don't say anything. If I don't agree, I provide my 2 cents. But
that's hilarious, Tony.
So no one thinks I'm setting Cam up. I'll give my answer first.
I'll look at the sheet. I
personally, this is my opinion, don't think that crypto is being used to affect AMC stock. I think that is a very myopic view of the entire crypto market to affect one stock. That's as succinctly and simply as I can say it. I've seen some correlations. Yes, absolutely. There were correlations in the run-ups in January and June of last year. But for me, that's not enough evidence yet. If it happens a third time, I'm on board with you. But I just say correlation is not causation, and I need more data points. I've seen all the videos where people say, oh, they're running it up or they're running it down to affect AMC. Believe me, I've seen it all. I'm just on the fence, and I'm kind of like, I'm not a data scientist, but I need more data.
Yeah.
That's where I'm at with that. How about you, Kim?
Well, according to the note that you got me here to read, no, I'm just joking. I'll just joke around. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. It's not coerced. It's we're not on a talk show here. I have actually seen these same videos probably as Tony that are circulating around, and they're very thick with theories and speculation and all that stuff. I haven't put much thought into this. The one thing I will say is that it seems like, except right now, there is a trend that crypto goes down and the stock goes up. I think that the hedge funds are tied into crypto. It's a 24-hour service for them. They can liquidate it, buy it, liquidate it. I think that you're going to see a pull down actually in crypto when this thing goes. I think that the market's going to go off kilter. It's already off kilter a bit right now. And I think we're going to see more of that. That's strictly just my speaking. Okay. I could be wrong, but I've just studied it pretty close. And I noticed that. Sorry about my cooldown fan, and my computer just kicked in turbo. Hopefully it doesn't mess the sound up there. So yeah, that's all. Go ahead.
You still sound good.
Okay. Thank you. So yeah, I'm going to keep it on that. I'm not going to go off and speculate on this because it is what it is, what I believe. And I'm very strong on what I believe on that. I'm just over past trends.
I think it would be fair to say that anyone who has postulated an opinion or a theory about crypto and the AMC and GameStop being tied together is it's all just opinions also, right? There's no hard evidence other than the charts, which I agree with the charts, that the correlation is there, no doubt. But I'm just not convinced that those two data points are enough. So I can be convinced. Give us one more time. I'll be shouting it from the rooftops, but 2 is not enough for me.
For the rooftops. Sorry, Tony, you got me laughing with your sense of humor.
Can we talk on ApeCoin? I had to watch a Claybro video to get up to speed on ApeCoin. I don't invest in those small coins. I will start doing that. I'm concentrating on increasing my solid crypto percentage of my portfolio from 10% allocation last year to 20% this year. That's in things like Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, Solana, Phantom, some of the bigger coins. And I have no problem with people buying Doge, Shiba, ApeCoin on run-ups, but I don't have time to investigate all that stuff. And until I'm at 20% portfolio allocation on solid stuff that I plan to hold for 10 years, I don't plan on spending a lot of time looking at those other coins. But certainly a lot of people made money on ApeCoin, and then some of them lost it.
What's it at, Tony, right now? That's ApeCoin. I don't even follow it at all. Roughly.
I don't know, but I know it ran up, and then they did a distribution of coins to previous holders of a couple of other coins, and then all those people were sitting on a boatload of liquidity, and a lot of them started selling, and it dumped the price.
No. Hopefully too many people weren't hurt.
So that's all I know about it. I can't know everything. I don't have time to. It's full-time job just keeping up with AMC and
isn't it?
And GameStop, and now I'm trying to track at least the other plays that I'm in, like Sundial, and keep up with those. So someone said, Tindy Time saying you don't have 35% of Shiba in your portfolio. No, I actually don't own Shiba. I regret not buying it way back in the beginning, but I regret it, and then I move on with my life. I don't. There's always going to be another opportunity, and I will get in some of those plays, and I'll tell you guys when I get into them. But for me, more important is having a solid foundation in all of my investments first, instead of chasing every runner play and then not timing them all correctly.
Yeah, I'm bag holding all over the place. Have all these little positions. Yeah, I had a little string of that going on, but I liquidated a lot of it. And that's just over experience that you learn that stuff, Tony. At least for me, it is. I'll speak for myself. With these coins, a lot of them, especially the ones out of China, I'm staying away from. If they're not connected to a blockchain solid, if it branches off too many times, they're scary. As far as that's just my opinion, but there's so many. There's thousands of them out there and around the world. So.
Yep. I do have one of my friends is a crypto investor, and he moved over a year ago his entire portfolio to crypto. If you can believe that.
Wow, that's a big change.
He had a pretty large stock portfolio. He was big in Amazon. He sold all of that and put it in crypto. And I know for a fact he went over $1 million in crypto across a broad set of crypto assets last year. But
he caught the run then.
If he calls me and says buy Crowcoin or whatever, if this is his full-time thing. If he calls me and says buy something, I will take him at his word. But I haven't been getting those phone calls on anything. So
that Cardano,
I've been staying away.
Yeah. What do you think of Cardano? I like, that's one that I like.
So I owned Cardano prior to 2021. At the beginning of 2021, I sold all of it and moved it into Solana, which because I felt like Solana had more growth potential. And it did end up growing faster than Cardano over the course of 2021. but it's since pulled back. Solana has, as cryptos have come down. And I also had a re-entry price for Cardano. And I did buy back into some Cardano as cryptos dropped here in the last month or two.
Yeah.
So I'm back in it again. I always have been fair to both of them. When people ask me that over the last 9 months, I said I don't recommend one over the other. I liked Solana a little bit better, so I moved everything into it. But if you want to cover your bases, own both.
That's pretty
I have
good
nothing
take.
bad to say against Cardano.
Yeah, Cardano had a nice little run up there. It was down to like 70 cents. There's a lot of people made some good money on that, at least on my channel. Yeah, I wish I would have got more into it. I own a little bit, but nothing to brag about.
Tindy Time says, so you have secret connections now? Yeah. My secret connection, I'm trying to get him actually live on. I've been trying for 6 months now, but he works a full-time job traveling all over the
good man.
US.
Yeah, very good man.
And in his any spare time, he's doing crypto research. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to get him on, but he will. If I got to go break an arm, I'll get him on the channel at some point. He won't be a mystery connection like some of them we know about.
Mystery
Froggy, give me a thumbs up if you're ready to go live. I see you down there in the waiting room. All right, we're gonna bring on Froggy Styles. Froggy,
what's going on, guys?
How you doing?
Bud.
Oh, pretty good. I was just sitting back listening to you guys go. I didn't want to try to jump in. I was trying to give you guys a chance to do the one-on-one thing. So pretty nice to see what was going on.
Froggy, I want to make sure that everybody gets a chance to give a quick shout out about your channel. Like, give us a maximum 2-minute pitch of your socials, what your channel's about, and for anyone that hasn't seen you before, I know you're internet famous, but just in case we got a newbie here tonight, tell us about you and your channel.
You can catch me over on OnlyFans. I'm kidding.
He said it. Oh no, he said it.
But yeah, I do technical analysis on DD. Basically looking to try to find the FUD, clear up the information, the misinformation, and try to come up with the facts. I like to try to bring unity to the group, so I'm trying to get out there and find all the other people that are trying to make a difference and try to bring people together. I think united we stand, divided we fall, and that's why I wanted to bring everyone together to be one group. There's a lot of differences out there with people, like a lot of different groups that have kind of broke apart. And if we stay together, I think we win together. So that's my goal. And that's why we made a big partnership with the group that we have. And it seems like it's working because, I mean, I think things have gotten better since we came together. So
thank you. I appreciate you being part of the group, and definitely, if I need to get in touch with what is the fair thing or a fair way to approach the situation, you are the man that I'm going to call, because you are definitely the peacemaker. I appreciate you. Appreciate all you do, and man, I see you putting in the hours. You put in some work supporting AMC, so thank you for all of that. I don't know if you heard the pitch that I gave at the beginning of this live stream, but since you're here, and just to catch everybody up now that we've been going for 1 hour, just a reminder that Froggy, Cam, myself, anyone else that happens to join in tonight, we are a panel answering your guys' questions. That is the point of tonight, to let you hear different opinions. We might not always agree on everything. We might have different viewpoints. We might have 180-degree viewpoints. We're all adults. We all know and support each other. We're good with that. Please be good with it on your end as well. Nobody's attacking each other. We'll all still be friends tomorrow. And it's okay to have different viewpoints. That is why we are here, so you guys can hear different thoughts to the questions that you are asking. And none of these questions are pre-planned. You guys are asking the question. You're driving the boat. So I just try and pick out ones from, that are relevant and timely to what has happened either last week or this coming week. So, Froggy, as more questions come in, tell us about, for the folks who didn't see you over the weekend, what are your thoughts about what you think is going to happen Monday, Tuesday, going into next week for AMC, and then maybe for GameStop and Sundial, if you want to talk on those also.
Yeah, good question. The week prior to, I made a call out about Max Payne, and GME went, like, it defeated Max Payne. So the following week, I called for it to go up 5% because of the options that would have to get covered on Monday, Tuesday, and it ended up shooting up 30%. And the reason why I took 5 was because it missed so horribly on the options. And this week, we're doing the same thing. We got AMC defeating Max Payne. I called it out for 19.50 plus or minus 50 cents. We clearly beat that. So options went in the money, and they're going to have to be covered Monday, Tuesday. So we should be seeing an up day for both Monday and Tuesday. But again, that's speculation. If you base it off of technical analysis, you can't guarantee it's going to happen, because, I mean, there's always something that can happen in the market and change that. But the direction is still positive. We got continuance, momentum. The weekly Gold Cross is coming up either next week or the week after, and there's a lot of money backing that. So we have everything playing in our favor. If we can hit that 200 moving average, which is coming, GME already hit it. Sundial already hit it. We're just waiting for AMC to hit it, which is next. It's the only one that hasn't done it, and it's diverging at this point. So I'm expecting a gap up.
What about Sundial?
I hate to say it, but I think it already got its little run for now, and it's going to stay about 90 to $1. I'm waiting for AMC to pop up there to get to its 200 moving average, and then I don't know which one's going to pop first, but we got triangles that we have to break out of those big wedges, and if we can make it, we're going to move much higher. But I'd expect, like, as you can see, we have max utilization. Somebody end up taking all them shares and they're sitting on them. I expect them to hit us with them. I call it the kitchen sink. I'm waiting to get beaten with the kitchen sink at least once before we get the breakthrough. So I think all 3 stocks are waiting to get hit once, and then we'll probably make the break and then start trending.
Do you think that Sundial, AMC, and GameStop are all tied together? Like, if AMC and GameStop move, that Sundial will go with it, or do you think they're separate plays?
They're all separate plays, but they're correlating together. It's how the algorithm works. It's running the same program on all 3. And the fact that Sundial popped up, GME popped up, and AMC hasn't done its pop yet tells me that with the options that went into money, it's convincing me that it's AMC's turn next week. If I'm right, it would be amazing. But if it's not, I mean, we should still be positive. I don't see us closing under 20 for the week. So I'm looking at 21 to 23 conservatively, but I'm looking at that 25. That's the moving average. So if we hit 26, you'll know what happened. We kind of popped up there and got back in line with the other 2.
Froggy, just as an aside, tonight's the first night I had that issue with the little slider bar on my chat. And I can't figure out how to fix it. The same thing we were talking about a week ago.
Yeah, where it spreads out and you have to slide it back and forth to read the chat.
This is irritating.
I don't know how to fix it. It drives me nuts.
I see what you're talking about now. Of all them, I've been using Restream for 6 months or so. This is the first time it's ever happened to me. It was before you came in, so it had nothing to do with you.
I cursed you.
Someone, Delos Doge said, will you ever have Teddy Zane on? I've commented on Teddy's videos. I've tagged him. I've sent him messages on Twitter. He never responds. And he's more than welcome to come on and have a conversation. Absolutely. This is literally called open mic for a reason.
Yeah.
And even if he doesn't want to participate in open mic, I'm sure any of us would do a live with him, or even a pre-recorded video, and have a back and forth. So nobody's being excluded. I did see a video from Teddy this morning where he seemed to flip again, and said that he's expecting a run up in GameStop and AMC to go with it. So kind of interesting.
I actually like Teddy Zane. I think what he does is pretty cool. I mean, I was watching some of his tips on how to like get leaner by fasting and like drinking like lemon juice and stuff like that. I like kind of tips like that because you can obviously tell that he's like a health freak on stuff. Plus, I mean, that whole shaboom thing that he says, I think that's pretty cool too. Like it's neat that people have catch phrases.
At least you like it. I'm just joking.
Yeah, I've always said, you guys need to get opinions from different sources, and you might not agree with everything Teddy says, and he's made a lot of bad calls, but he's made some good calls too. So you need to get your information from different sources and then sift through all that and see what makes sense. Now, I don't agree with him on a lot of his AMC GameStop calls, but he's also, as much as I don't like it, he's day traded some and made money while I'm sitting here and holding. So I can't fault, I'm a trader, guys. I can't fault Teddy for day trading or swing trading. I just can't. But I don't like it as a AMC diamond hander, but I also can't fault him for that. And I respect that he is an entrepreneur and he's got a lot of irons in the fire. I think he and I have a lot in common other than the fact that I don't day or swing trade AMC. Other than that, I'm sure we'd get along just fine. And I also, I'm very much into, if you're going to share an opinion, either say it's an opinion, or if you're spouting it as fact, then provide some due diligence links. And he does not always do that. So
I agree.
You gotta take thing as opinion, unless some evidence is provided. And that goes for many, many channels covering AMC. Too much people spouting opinion and saying it with so much conviction that it's taken as fact. What do you think, Cam?
Big time taking us back on that one. I'm just gonna keep it very short definitely on if we're talking about him. I got my own opinion on things. I'm not going to get into him stealing my content and rebranding it with his own logos. It's just he's done some things to me that I don't agree upon. But for the trader aspect of it, he's a trader. Bottom line, he trades. I don't agree on the AMC thing, but he is his own person. He's the one that has to own up to all this stuff. He's the one that, he should, right? I think he should be more transparent. I'm not going to sit here and just put him down constantly. It just doesn't do anybody any good.
And we don't want the content we put out to be negativity about people. We try and stick to issues, or if it's a very hurtful to the movement video, we might talk about it, as we've all done once or twice. But it's nothing about the person.
No.
Okay, Mexican Silverback, I think he's been asking this question for a while, so I wanted to put it up on the screen and see if we can all take a whack at it. Okay. Can the brokers cancel my good till canceled sell order? And MSB, while I'm reading off your question, if you could please clarify to us, is this something, or maybe Cam or Jeremy, you guys know, where is this? I'm just curious, when you guys ask questions, is this something that you heard from someone else's channel? Where's this question coming from? If you could drop that in the chat. Can the brokers cancel my good till canceled sell order? Good till canceled is my backup in case of network problems. I need to think about that for a second. Jeremy or Cam, one of you guys want to take a stab at it, or do you need to think about it too?
I'll let Jeremy on this one, just because he's just came out of the channel and I've been answering a lot of stuff here. So I'll give him a chance to speak a little bit here.
I think also you guys got to keep in mind, we're not brokers. We don't work for brokers. So we're just giving you our best guess based on either experience or looking at the lay of the land and trying to figure out what could reasonably happen, right? So take any of these answers with a grain of salt, please.
I don't know. I can't even answer that question because I'm not even exactly sure. I didn't think they could take a buy button away. So I'm kind of, and I think it's going to happen again. That's the problem.
I would agree with that. Like the amount of things that I think that they are able to do that we don't suspect has no limit.
No.
I got a lot of flack last week when I said that I would not be surprised if they shut off trading of AMC completely, just like they did with with nickel on the London Metal Exchange. The amount of things that people will do to protect their own ass, they'll do it first and ask for forgiveness later. So if you want my honest opinion, I don't know if they could cancel it or not, but literally nothing would surprise me.
You got flack for that, Tony? Well, I'm going to get some flack for it too then, because I think that it can happen. And because of the synthetics, it's fraud. When fraud hits the market, they can suspend it for further looking into it, especially when all these synthetics coming in.
Yeah. Last week, I was the only one that said that they could, that I was worried that they would shut off trading of AMC. And in that respect, that is one of the things I agree with Lou about. And everyone else was like, no, London Metal Exchange is a different country. Well, I'm just looking at like the overall, the guys with the money make the rules.
They do.
And they're going to protect themselves. So nothing would surprise me what they are willing to do if it was about to crash the DTCC.
Yeah. And there's rules and implementations that are in there to protect that too. There's rules that are sitting there for that, to suspend. That's why the word suspension's in there. It's for that reason. And there's a whole bunch of entities that fall under that bracket of suspension.
So for that reason, hate me or love me, I plan to be out of this play at a reasonable profit. I don't know what that price will be. I don't want to set unrealistically low number for myself, but it's not going to be 500,000.
No.
Right. I don't want to be holding to the point where we're bankrupting the entire system. They shut it down and then tell us what they're resetting it to. I want to be out and moved on with life and money in my bank.
Yeah. Same here. There's more plays on the table after this. It's not the end of the stock market.
I know that makes a lot of people angry, and I'm sorry if that makes you angry.
We're traders, man.
But I got to be realistic, and I thought I knew the market from trading 30 years, but what I've learned in the last year has made me even more skeptical about what they're willing to do than ever before.
Did you watch that BlackRock video about Aladdin that came out? Was it yesterday? It was amazing, talking about this AI system that's like running everything.
I have not. Where was that?
I'll send you a link. Give me a second.
Yeah, I want to see that too, Frog.
I thought I sent you that.
No, maybe you did. I'm swamped with thousands of emails a day now. It's just crazy. Probably like you guys. It's nuts.
Tindy Time says, make sure everyone knows that my brackets are above 21, but below 500K. Yes. To be honest, if I'm pinned down to it, if I had to, I'm going to hold to at least 1 guerrillion. And then after that, I'm out.
Yeah, go ahead and post that link and let everybody else watch it, because it's freaking wild.
Is it good? If it's past your expectations, then it'll be good.
Well, I watched it after my stream last night that it ran over past midnight. I watched it then before I went to bed, and I couldn't sleep until I watched it. It's only 7.5 minutes. Then I woke up in the morning, watched it 2 more times. So it's really good.
So subconsciously, this was playing through your mind. That's why you're a little bit off today.
This is a video on the channel name is Robert James Hamilton.
Yeah.
And it's a video from November 29th, 2021. I'm just saying that out loud because I don't want people to click on this video and then leave the stream, but I will put it in the chat.
That's a good video.
And you can go watch Robert James Hamilton back from the end of November.
Yeah, what it's about is the Aladdin system that a lot of people don't talk about. BlackRock made an AI system to basically go and trade everything to make money. And as they collect data, this AI system trades against everybody, and it came into the stock market and got bigger and stronger. And it's basically the one algorithm that runs them all. All the brokerage houses pay for the Aladdin information, so then when they get the information, they need that to trade on because they know what the system is going to be using for information too, and they try to counter it. And it's a self-learning algorithm. So it's pretty wild. I wanted to dig into it, and it was the best video I've ever seen, period, about something I needed to check into more.
I am going to go watch that one after we get done here, because one question that I've wondered out loud many times is I've been watching all of the TA and Fractal guys for the past year talking about the algo. Maybe even you. I don't. Cam, you don't talk about algos. You do some TA, right?
I do a little bit of algo. I read the algorithms, the actual sweeps. And halting
Right.
and all
So
that.
I'm just figuring out who I'm going to offend with the next statement.
No,
because I please understand, this is just my opinion.
It's all good, bro.
My opinion, and what I wonder out loud, because I just question, and this is Froggy, thank you for sending us that link. I always wonder out loud, how can there be one algo controlling everything when there's hundreds of competing firms, all with their own proprietary algos? And we have channels dedicated to predicting the algo. And I'm just, at the face of it, that doesn't make sense to me. So I'm trying to learn by asking the question, not trying to offend anybody, but for you guys to share your information, to explain it in a way that makes sense to me. I'm willing to listen, but I can't wrap my head around one algo controlling everything just yet.
Well, what it was is I mentioned that I was going to look into the Aladdin system thing that they're sharing amongst all of them, because they pay a lot of money for this Aladdin. And I didn't know much about it, but I heard about it for a while. Somebody sent that to me, and I was like, well, let me check it out. It's a video. It's on YouTube, so it's got to be safe. And I allow anybody to send me information, and if I find it to be good, I'll post it up or whatever. And it blew my mind. I was like, this is good. This is real good. This is exactly what I was looking for, because it can, like, I already knew that there was algorithms out there, but I didn't know that BlackRock might be the biggest one. I thought Citadel was the biggest one. So it depends on how you look at it. It might be head-to-head algo battling. Who knows? But it's quite amazing.
I like that.
Learning more every day. That's what we're all here for. So thank you for that, Froggy. I'll go take a look at it. And but just to clarify, I do believe in patterns and Wyckoff. And, there are definitely, that's the whole, we all believe in technical analysis.
Oh yeah, we
right?
have to.
We all use patterns to figure out our trades. I'm just not 100% all the way there yet, that there is one algo controlling every stock in the market, or just AMC, whatever definition you want to put around it. But I definitely believe in patterns and algos. That much is obvious, right?
Well, like, look at Matt Kors. Like, I use him as an example. He was trying to write his own algorithm to do basic trading. So he was actually making it to do it, and it was on like a Python system or something like that.
Yeah.
Is that what it's called? Python?
It's run by Linux. I made a trading bot on it. It's easy to do.
Okay, because he was making it, and I was like, I wanted to design one too, and he was already making one. So that's what drew me to him a long time ago. And then I'm like, well, if we're looking to do that, I can only imagine what other people are doing.
Oh, yeah. I know quite a bit about trading bots, about algo bots, making them and stuff, coding them and stuff. I've made one, and they're pretty sophisticated little things. You can get them to gather news hour hits. Like, how many times has AMC talked across the world? It'll pick up those hits, and then you can run that off of that's type of an algo. I'm gonna get into a little thing on algos, my little spin on it. There's two different types of algos, as far as I'm concerned. There's a violent type that snap and kick breakers. The other one are curvatures. And the curvature ones, you get the long sweep candles on. Those are the ones that I'm hoping are in AMC when it squeezes. They're easier to control. You get the long legs on the candles, the long thick bodies with a little bit of wicks on them, different little test points and pullbacks. You don't want the long, small body with the wicks. You don't want the pullbacks. Those are the violent type. They snap. They go like this. They vibrate and then they snap and they kick breakers. Those are the type that will hold us in lockdown the whole time. But if we get those long sweeps like on the Volkswagen squeeze, we can have $400 candlesticks. Okay, that's just my take on it.
I've got a good book recommendation that I put up every now and then for folks. I don't know if you guys have read this one, but for anybody in the chat who is looking for a good book on dark pools and some insight in how high-speed trading firms work and compete against each other and utilize dark pools, this is a good history book. It's called Dark Pools by Scott Patterson.
Okay.
And it goes through the origin of dark pools, how they came to be, and what benefits they offered high-speed trading firms, and how they originated as an alternative to NYSE and NASDAQ. So that is a good book if you like to read and like to learn. I learned a lot from that book. Do you guys have any books that you recommend? Anything handy?
I'm podcast
on
Tony.
anything.
I'm all about driving. I don't read that much. I do enough reading as DD, but podcasts like Spotify podcast, listening to stuff. Yeah, I listen to it while I'm doing my homework, doing my DD for my videos.
I usually just listen to videos while I'm working.
Same here. I don't have.
Sounds like my life. Working, driving, in between the rodeo and the concert.
Yep.
Working while driving.
We had 15 minutes between the rodeo and the concert last night. Went outside to smoke, and I pulled up Massalorian and Pantheon for 15 minutes.
Oh, the talk show.
Scarlett was like, "Really?"
You don't get enough. Like, I seen you in your hotel room with your big screen TV sitting there watching us, and you're on the computer. That when he came on with me and Froggy there, that's hilarious.
All right. I guess Massalorian must be sleeping tonight. He was not joining in. I didn't hear back from John Wick.
Yeah, Tony, I'm gonna cut a little short here, brother. I gotta go out for dinner tonight. I wanted to just stop in and show my respects.
If we don't get someone else on in the next 8 minutes, we're just going to keep it to a 90-minute live stream because to respect everybody's time, and we all got to get up early and get ready for a busy trading week next week. So we're going to go for about 8 more minutes unless someone else joins in.
I'll just stay here then.
Okay. Let's see what other questions folks have. And Cam, if someone else does join in and you want to drop off, that's cool.
Thank
but
you.
At any rate, if no one else joins in, I'm going to end it at 9:30 my time, 10:30 Eastern.
I think Froggy has a question.
Yeah, I see a question by Julie. She says, how long will it take before the settlement funds, hold on, I just moved. Settlement of funds after the squeeze, since there will be a large amount of money, will there be a wait? Hopefully there's not a wait. It's typically 2 to 3 days.
Can you read the question? Oh, here it is. I found it. How long will it take for settlement of funds? Yeah, it should be T+2.
Yeah, that's why the halts are designed for 2 days, is so it allows for settlements to clear so the brokerages can actually afford to pay you.
Yeah, and theoretically, if you have a margin account, you would see the funds right away. But I don't know if we're talking millions of dollars times millions of customers. That would not surprise me if they delay till T+2. The margin, giving you the funds right away, that is a privilege. I don't think that is a requirement legally, right? You guys have any thoughts on that? I mean, they extend that as a privilege if you have a margin account, giving you the cash right away when you sell.
Yeah, but I think that's only for reinvestment. I don't think you can pull it out of the account for like so many days after.
There's a limit on that, isn't there? Yeah.
I think so. And I think you're still limited on how much you could pull out at a time.
Yeah, you can over margin then. Isn't that correct?
So we'll all be pulling it out in 2 days and moving it to credit unions. That's the plan.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
my plan.
No no wire transfers. You got to pull it out to a certified, or else they can do a reversal on it. Okay, you got to remember that.
Really?
Guys. Well, yeah, it's if there's fraud involved.
On a slightly unrelated topic, I was talking to a friend of mine. I don't want to say his name. Maybe he doesn't want this story public, so I won't mention any names. But he had made a Super Bowl bet online with one of those big online betting companies.
Yeah.
And he won a significant amount of money. And they said the only way they could mail him the money was in a check, and it would take up to 30 days to mail the check, which already is like scammy. But he got the check, but it was only like half of what he had won. And they said, if you want to withdraw any more, we can send it to you, but it's $100 fee to send a second check.
Scam.
Like, what the?
Yeah. That's
again, he who has the money makes the rules. Make sure you guys read the fine print when you're doing stuff like that.
Wow.
So
it's crazy what people do for money nowadays.
Lorinda has some books. Some of those I recognize. Secrets of the Millionaire Mind, Millionaire Success Habits, Think Like a Billionaire, Think and Go Rich.
That's a good one.
Who is Think and Grow Rich?
I can't who does it, but it's a good one, Tony.
Was that Napoleon Hill? And anything by Neville Goddard and Walter Russell.
I've just heard the one.
All right.
Thank you. That's awesome.
Ken Griffin news. I haven't heard any Ken Griffin news. Fantasy filters. Someone said, what is this about Ken Griffin be involved in a sex cult? I have not heard that either. Nothing would surprise me.
The things that he's done to us is probably some sort of sexual violence.
Sounds like us. Swagger,
is JP Morgan Chase a safe place to put money in after the squeeze? I don't know. Are we talking brokerage, bank? I think if you believe in government insurance, as long as you're not exposed beyond the FIDC or what's the other one called? The SIPC. Fuck. I can't remember. The two insurance for brokerage accounts and banks, as long as you don't exceed those per account, then you should be okay.
Yep.
So spread your money around among different banks, different credit unions, different brokerages. Yeah.
You nailed it.
You don't want to have 3 million in one account, because if something happens, you are only insured up to the federal insurance limit, or your broker's limit if they have extra insurance.
Yeah, if they have it. You said the big word.
All right. Final wrap-up question. Let's do a quick wrap one more time on Sundial and HYMC.
Okay.
I'm going to just start off again so nobody thinks I'm setting somebody up.
They really, I can't get over that.
Sorry. It just, it hurts my feelings.
Oh, yeah.
To hear other content creators say Tony DeNaro set someone up again. He let them answer a question so he could disagree with it. I'm going first tonight, guys, so you can disagree with me.
Yes. Oh, man.
You guys, it's not about that, but I'm just trying to make sure everybody knows this is not how this show is run. HYMC, I'm waiting for $1 buy-in point. I like the long-term prospects of the company. I don't know short-term what it's going to do. Could have a run, but I think if I'm patient, I can pick it up for $1 or less. That's my thoughts on HYMC, and I am bullish on it over a 5-year period. Froggy?
From what I understand, it's on the. It's got a squeeze indicator lighting up right now. I bought in at 132. It popped up to like 146. I sold it. I was going to get back into it. It's already popped back up, so I didn't really get to get back into it. But I took my gains and put them back in AMC. But I think it's still going to pop again because it's a squeeze indicator, indicating it's like the second highest squeezing stock potential right now. So it went from like number 12 to 2, and it's got a high short interest. A lot of it's a low market cap stock, so it doesn't take much money to move it too. And Adam Aaron's pumping it, so like promoting it. I don't want to say pumping it because it might get him in trouble, but when you do all that stuff and people move into it and they pair it to being linked with AMC, it's gonna pop.
Kim?
Yeah, the same thing on HYMC. It does have a huge short percent float. It is on the squeeze indicator chart up on the higher upper tier, to put it straight up on that. I'm not saying it's going to squeeze. I just want to be very crystal clear. I got to do this now. So because people think, oh, he said it's going to squeeze, but no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying it's up on the upper tier. And I'm not in on this position at all. I'm into AMC and strictly I know this isn't cahoots with it, tied into it. There's a lot of things that are to do with back and forth with each other. I'm just going to let things play out on it. It's like, in my eyes, it's like jumping into a infested water of sharks. Okay. The way it's, I'm by myself jumping in there, you can get eaten. I've been in some plays before where I've gotten chewed up in there, and you learn as you get older on trading. So I'm just going to wait on that one for a bit.
And don't forget, as an owner of AMC, you are a partial owner of HYMC now too. So
that's correct. Yeah.
Even if you don't directly own it, if the company does well, you're gonna get some tangible benefits. Sundial. I said, again, I'll go first. I said for the last 9 months, I would wait to buy Sundial under 50 cents. I did buy in at 49 cents recently when it dropped. I'm bullish going into next week. There are potential catalysts that could also be risks depending on how they play out. Since I got in a very low entry, I'm in a comfortable spot to ride out those risks and potentially gain from them if they are positives catalysts, that being the House vote, the earnings, the acquisition of Alcana, I think is what it was. And what else do we say? The other fourth one is really a risk. They need to get over $1 for 10 days. So I like Sundial going into next week. I hope it moves up. If it does, it could be really, really interesting, but I don't know for sure what's going to happen. I'm hopeful and keeping my fingers crossed. Jeremy?
Well, I remember I heard you calling out 50 cents as a price target. At first, I was like, there's no way it's going back to 50. So it hit 50. It bounced up to like 52 cents. I bought in. It went down to 46 cents. I bought in more. It popped up to, I think it was like 70 cents or something. And I pulled out, went back to AMC. Like, because I do a weekly thing. And then it kept going. I was like, well, but I think it's going to hold here just because of the fact that it was oversold, undervalued. You look at the cash that it has on hand, you take the assets, add it in the cash minus the debt divided by the float, and you come up with it should be trading closer to like 60 cents. Now it's a little bit higher than that, but there's also positives going into effect where you got that legalization possible thing coming up, and you get hype behind this stock and it drives it up. So you buy on the rumor, selling the news. The news hasn't came out yet. I'm not sure if it's going to stay here, but I think it's looking good right now. And let's see what happens with that legalization part.
Kim?
Yeah, with Sundial there, like I said, I don't own in it, but I definitely test their product out. And it's a good product. I did on my live screen with some edibles. I did show live edibles. A lot of people have not seen live Sundial edibles. It's something else. Like, wow. So yeah, and I'm going to be doing a podcast out to the facility. I'm still waiting for some security clearance on that to get in the facility. I'm waiting back. I wrote them an email. I would be shooting a live podcast. If I'm not, I will be indulging in the product in the parking lot. Okay, so on my live screen. So that's all I got to say for Sundial.
All right. And the very last question of the night, Clark, thank you for the question. How do we get paid if Highcroft Mining does good, even though we have no shares of it, but we do have shares of AMC? AMC is a partial owner of the company. And if Highcroft Mining does well, then the value of AMC's ownership goes up, right? And eventually they could sell off their share of that. More than that, I'm not an accountant. That's the extent that I'm going to answer that question. But I don't know if Jeremy or Cam have something else you want to add.
No, I'm good.
Basically, they just bought into an oversold asset, and it went up in price, so their investment made them money. It's just that simple. They bought on a dip. They can sell if they want to, but they're still holding. So, I mean, they made money for the company. They put in, 25, 27 million, and they've already made 50%, or is it something like that? 50% return?
Good.
Real good.
Adam Ayer knows what he's doing, obviously.
All right, guys, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart, Jeremy and Cam, for hanging out with me tonight on the open mic. Thank you to each and every one of the viewers for watching it in. I was trying to keep an eye on the chat as much as I could. It looked like it was much more pleasant tonight. Thank you for doing your part to keep it friendly. Really, that is what all of us want. We don't like having to block or mute anyone. That is never the goal. We just want things to be friendly and for people to be able to concentrate on being able to ask questions, get them answered, and hear different points of view. And so thank you, gentlemen, for sharing your thoughts tonight. Again, the point of my open mics is not to have everybody agree, but for everybody to feel comfortable to share your own thoughts. And then we all start tomorrow as friends again. And hopefully everybody learns something along the way, whether we agree or disagree. Jeremy, any closing thoughts?
Can I promote now?
Yes,
or you
absolutely. Take one more chance to promote your channel, your streams, memberships, socials, whatever you got.
Can we do OnlyFans?
Yes,
no.
OnlyFans is allowed.
He's just pushing this OnlyFans thing.
I need more AMC stuff. Come on, man. Like,
go ahead, bro. Rip her up.
My channel is Froggy Styles. You can check it out. Basically, what I'm trying to do is bring the community together and create unity. I do technical analysis, DD, and pretty much I fight to defend and protect the people that have been screwed over in this play, and that's pretty much it. I mean, look, I give everybody a voice if I can, and anybody's welcome to come over and ask a question. I'm not going to turn anybody away.
Same with me. I try and run. I mean, I'll always take a super chat if I provided value in answering your question, but I try and answer every single question. It's not a super chat channel. I try and read every question to the extent that we can time-wise. And it's more about just being here, providing fact-based DD, no clickbait, no hype, and maybe not as exciting as some of the original OGs, but facts are not as tasteful. They're not as tasty as hopium. So when you get tired of disappointment with dates and predictions that never work out, come check out my channel. Check out Froggy and Cam. Over to you to round us out here.
Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Froggy. So yeah, I just wanted to say, it's been a pleasure. And I just wanted to say thank you once again, Tony, for having me, and Froggy. It's like we're joined at the hip now, but it's all good, forming a good friendship. So I just wanted to say thank you, Wolfpack, to the pack out there, my channel. Love you guys, and thanks for behaving like wolves should be in the chat. No, they're actually pretty good they're actually pretty good. But I just want to say thank you to the mods. You've done a substantial good job, to Tony's mods, Froggy's mods, and the Wolfpack mods, for keeping it real. And
who are your mods, Cam?
Sanjay, Mr. L, Glock, and we have Whimsy Chick on our server, and then we have Christy on our server. And Warren, also Warren is mod during the channel. So I got 5 mods during the day, and then the ladies are on the server.
All right. And Froggy, you have Ms. Harris. You have, I think, probably Pam and Javi and one other one, right? Is OIP one of your mods?
Oh,
yeah, Only in Paradise, Bobby,
right.
M Investor, and I got a couple of my buddies too. So,
all right. And I have Pam and Javi. So thank you to all the mods, admins, everybody who puts in a lot of volunteer work to help keep things running smoothly so we can provide you guys the best experience possible. We're going to end with that, guys. Thanks again for watching. We will see you. I will be on when the market opens. Cam, when are you on tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm on twice, 5 o'clock in the morning Pacific Standard Time, and then 20 after 6 Pacific Standard Time.
Froggy?
yeah, I come on about 30 minutes before market close, and then I usually stay on for about 2.5 hours, and then it's every day.
All right. Peace out. Thanks, folks. We will see you next time. Take care.
Later, guys.